Hi everyone, it's your girl 𝔪𝕝, and the topic of today is Dark Night of the Soul. You are in isolation because you are meant to be in isolation. If you're going through this now, I wish I could give you a hug through the screen because this is probably the most difficult thing you will have. Well, actually, not the most difficult, but when it comes to the whole spiritual experience in this life, this is probably one of the most difficult things you'll have to get through in order to get to the next level, complete the ascension. I know that we're always changing throughout this journey. Like you never stop evolving. But when it comes to the dark night of the soul, this is a big step for you. It's basically a time in your life where you're isolated. Nobody understands what you're going through. Even if they've gone through a spiritual awakening, twin flame separation, anything of the like, nobody really understands what you're going through because this is your journey. This is your time to heal, self-reflect, get in alignment, and really step into the next state in your life. This is the time in your life where the ego is dying. Your old self is dying. The way that you looked at yourself, the way that you looked at others, the way that you looked at the world will never be the same after this. And that is good. This is good. Even though you're in pain, trust me, this is speaking from experience, speaking from as somebody who went through this, who went through the separation, who went through the awakening and literally felt like a part of my soul was dying. It was for my greatest good. Why? Because your old self needs to die in order for you to accept and really move on to the next level of your life, right? Because like I've said in previous videos, spiritual awakening, all these things that happen on the journey, whether it's a twin flame journey or it's just a regular spiritual awakening that has nothing to do with twin flames and everything to do with just your own journey, it is kind of the storm before the calm, the storm before the great reveal of your life, the things that before things get better. And the reason why this needs to happen is because you need to make room. It's time for you to get rid of all that old baggage. It's time for you to get past all the old trauma, the old negative ways of thinking. Maybe you have some narcissistic traits that you need to just get rid of. Things that are just weighing you down and preventing you from living your best life. And like I said, this is the storm before the calm. So there's great things on the horizon, believe it or not. And I know if you're going through it now, that's hard to believe, especially when I was going through this. I was like, what is the point of all this? I've been through so much in my life that only for this to happen, just for this to happen after other things that have happened, I just felt, the whole victim mentality, reflecting, realizing that a lot of my past troubles were self-inflicted, whether knowingly or unknowingly, usually unknowingly, just because, you're younger, you're naive, you don't know any better, running on fear. It's really about getting out of that old mindset because you have been programmed to be somebody that is not in alignment with who you are meant to be, right? That's the whole point of the spiritual ascension. The twin flame thing, I don't even really like to talk about twin flames because it's so but the reason why I talk about it on here is because Spirit is pushing me to talk about it. So this is the time where the universe has you all to itself. Nobody's going to understand what you're going through. You can't really call anyone and cry to them because they're kind of, you probably can. You probably have some wonderful people in your life, but nobody is going to really understand what you're going through. And it's meant to be that way. The universe needs you secluded. So the universe has you to itself and it can really get through to you. Right? And I know that you're in pain. I know that it's hard to sometimes even get out of bed and just, you don't even really want to eat anything, but you have to eat to survive. And it's just, things are so heavy, but this is the time for you to really tap in because this is when the universe really has your back, believe it or not. Believe it or not, this is when the universe really has your back. This is when you're going to see a lot of repeating numbers, a lot of synchronicities, a lot of really intense dreams. They might scare you, but they're not necessarily premonitions. It's just symbols, things that are leaving your aura, leaving your psyche, leaving your old belief. Old beliefs are just going out the window because you need to let the light in. It's time to get rid of all the old things that are holding you back and really let the light in and really allow the new changes to come into your life. Sadly, I can't really say anything that'll be a one size fits all. I can't say that, oh, if you do this, this will get you out of the dark night of the soul. If you do this, no, unfortunately, it doesn't really work that way on this journey. All I can really say is really be at peace with yourself and really take the time to self-reflect. Like I always say, journal, meditate. A big thing for me was spiritual baths, like really doing nice spiritual baths, then doing good meditations, and really just spending that time with yourself and doing things that really keep you in that positive state. It was even hard for me to sit and read a book just because my mind was going so fast and, old things were coming up, old traumas, whatever it is. And the best thing that I could do was, one of my favorite things to do was to go to the dollar store and get like little candies that I liked and watch old movies that I liked, old Disney movies or old romantic comedies, that like whatever it was that I used to love to watch that just put me in that calm state and just made me laugh or just made me feel safe. That was what I needed to do. Because for me, it was that safe feeling. I needed that safe feeling again. So another thing I did was I kind of redecorated my room where I like to kind of spend most of my time. I know whenever someone says redecoration, you think it's like thousands of dollars spent. I did not. I bought like maybe a few angel statues because I like angel statues. I bought a couple, I think they're called table runners, that kind of added color to the room and added with like cute patterns and just gave it like a good vibe. So trust me, spirit will talk to you and tell you what you need to do in order to kind of get you in that safe space, but also kind of keep the energy moving, because like I said, it's not easy. It is a dark place. And it's hard when nobody understands what you're going through and you just kind of feel like you're in this like dark place that nobody can get to and where you can't escape. I do want to say one thing though that I highly recommend when you're going through this. And it is to go out and spend time with people that genuinely love you and genuinely care about you. If you are attracted to my channel, I guarantee you are a chosen one. You are a weirdo. You probably had a hard time connecting with people growing up. You probably tried to fit in, and even when you tried to fit in, it just made things worse. You were kind of the black sheep of the family. You never really fit in anywhere. You were always into the occult and weird things. That was meant to be that way because you are meant to walk a different path. And I know that sounds so cliche when it comes to spiritual channels. Oh, there's something special about you. But truly, there's something is different about you, that you're meant to, break the generational curses. You're meant to walk a spiritual path. There's something about you that, yes, does make you different and doesn't make you a weirdo where, most people probably aren't into that. And that's okay. And the dark night of the soul is kind of a reminder of that. And all those times where, you went through all those difficult times where you were considered a weirdo and you're reading weird books on spirituality, that all prepared you for this. And then after the dark night of the soul, you are going to have such an amazing life. You're going to go through a beautiful enlightenment. Suddenly you'll get through it and you'll be like, really? That's what I went through. That was what I was upset about. That's what, not to downplay it, because maybe you did go through a lot of things in your life that are going to make the dark night of the soul a little bit difficult to get through. But you will look back and you'll be like, wow, I got through it. I made it and I'm okay. I'm okay. So I hope I kind of got the message across in this video. This was kind of a hard one to make or to kind of think about because, like I said, there isn't a one size fits all. It's a difficult time, but I truly believe that you are meant to get through it and have a much better life than you've ever had, because not only will you reach enlightenment, but you will be your best version. You'll never be like, suddenly you'll have so much confidence. You'll look at yourself and you'll be like, you know what? I love myself. I love who I am. I'm proud of what I made, like what I was able to get through. And suddenly, certain aspects in your life are getting better, more abundance. Maybe you're attracting a better group of friends. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I just realized I forgot to say this. You need to go out and spend time with people that genuinely love you. And this is probably the time where it was hardest for me to go out, just because it was so heavy in my heart, and it was so like I was, it's a form of depression, right? But the thing was that I noticed was that these times where I went out with friends when I was going through the dark night of the soul, it reminded me that there was people in my life that genuinely loved me despite my weirdness and despite me being into things that most people aren't really into. And just having that reminder really helped me get through it. And it was always the times where I really didn't want to go out, but I went out anyways because I was like, you know, I don't want to go out, but I should. You know, I just should just be around that good energy. And lo and behold, I'd feel amazing. I would laugh. And just that reminder of having people that genuinely love you, regardless of what you've been through or the weird things that you're into, it just really puts you back on track and really helps you feel that self-love that you're meant to feel. You know, don't go out and cry and be like, oh, woe was me, this and this. Go out and really enjoy it. Live in the moment. Don't think about the past. Don't worry about the future. Just really live in that moment and spend time with people that genuinely love you and just, you know, want to be around you and just see you smile and know that you're okay. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I love you guys so much. Take care.